Hello everyone, welcome to another learning session. Today we are going to conclude our Azure fundamentals discussion, and we'll be specifically looking into module 6, which is pricing SLAs, and I will also talk about a few more things towards the end. I hope you have been attending all the other sessions like the cloud computing 101 session, Azure part 1, Azure part 2, then networking and security, etc. And now here we are at the pricing module. Azure Cloud 101 part 3, getting started with Azure pricing, SLAs, and more. Just in case if you are new to me, you can read all about me at heartin.github.io. And today is a special day because yesterday I was working for an MNC, and tomorrow I'll be joining another MNC. And today, just like the one day chief minister you had in a couple of movies in India, I am for a day the chief training architect at Trainso, which is my parents' company. And also, I have formally launched our CloudRix learning community today. And you can all be part of it and then become founding members. And let us all learn together without any distractions from the ads and other things in social media portals such as Facebook. It is good to watch Azure Cloud 101 Part 1 as well as Azure Cloud 101 Part 2. Azure service level agreements or SLA. How many of you know what SLA is? We had discussed about some characteristics such as availability, scalability, etc. in our cloud computing 101 session. And we had also discussed it in a bit more detail in our systems design discussion, especially part 2, where we discussed about characteristics. And Azure SLAs describe Microsoft's commitment for uptime and connectivity. SLAs are based on individual products and services and their deployment models. SLAs provide detailed agreements on the service provided and any exception to the SLA. Free and preview features or services do not offer SLAs. So tell me, can I use free and preview features in production? Yes or no? I can. But if the question is whether I should use, then I'll have to think about it again. So there is nothing that is stopping you from using these free and preview features in production. It is still available for you to use, but there won't be any SLAs, and hence you should be very cautious about using them. And if the question is should, then the answer is you should try to avoid as much as possible if there is a way. SLA guarantees are generally expressed as nines of availability. Example, 99.9 means 3 nines of availability and allows up to 43 minute, 49 second downtime per month. SLA performance targets in Azure generally range from 99% to 99.999%. I hope you remember all our discussions around these nines of availability as part of systems design discussion part 2. If a service fails to meet the guarantees, a percentage of the monthly service fees will be credited to the customer. And many factors can raise or lower your SLA. SLA design decisions are generally based on business goals. Being an architect is all about making trade-offs, right? So based on your business goal, you have to decide, okay, whether this is better for me or that SLA is better for me. It is always very tempting to say that I want to go with the best SLAs. Like if a product has 2 variants and one is giving 99% and one is giving 99.99%, it is very tempting to say that I want to always go with 99.99%. But the best practice is always to go with just enough SLA based on your needs. Because when you increase your SLA, you are increasing the cost also, right? In today's world, cost is also very much important. And sometimes this cost can decide whether a company will be there in market or whether it will be gone. So always choose for an SLA that meet your business goals. And to understand more about availability and SLAs in general, please watch Systems Design Fundamentals 101 Part 2 in TrainSo YouTube channel. Question: list some actions that can raise or lower your SLA. So actions that affect SLAs, actions that lower your SLA. Adding more services can lower your SLA. Choosing free or non-SLA services can lower your SLA. And at the same time, actions that can raise your SLA. Availability zones can improve your SLA. Redundant systems can improve your SLA. Composite SLA. The composite SLA is when combining SLAs across different service offerings. This resultant SLA is called as a composite SLA. And this resultant composite SLA is calculated as the product of two SLAs and will be lesser than both. A quick question to test your mathematical skills. When using two products with SLAs 99.99% and 99.95%, what will be the resultant composite SLA? Okay, it is 99.94. Basically, these are percentages. So you can remove that 0.99 and add by 100. So basically, it will be 9999 into 9995 by 100 into 100. Azure previews. Azure previews include pre-release features, products and services, software and regions. Users can beta test preview features and services to provide feedback. In public preview, all customers can evaluate the new features. And after public preview is completed, a product moves into general availability and all customers can use the feature. But region availability may vary. And private previews allow beta features only for selected customers. So public preview is available for all of you to use. For private preview, whenever Microsoft feels like, okay, this feature needs to be tested by any particular company, they will directly tell them and they will provide means for them to test it out. This is the case with most cloud providers. So you can search for preview features and then you can click preview features. Then once you come here, you can find the feature listed here and then you can click on register. And once you click on register, you might get a message that, okay, registration request is successfully submitted and then somebody will be approving it. So when you say preview features there, it is public preview. And also another thing you can explore is Azure updates. You can just search for Azure updates in Google, or you can go to this link and then you can see what all the features are now available, means what all are in GA now, what all are in preview now, what all are in development now. You will get an idea about what is happening in Azure by going to the updates page. And there is also an RSS feed for it if you want to follow it more seriously. So Azure updates provide information about Azure products, services, and features, and even product roadmaps and availability. Can browse and search for updates, can subscribe to Azure updates by RSS. So a quick assignment for all of you. Find out some of the latest services in GA, public preview, and in development from Azure updates page. Now we will go to Azure pricing. And in this section, we will look into factors that can affect costs, factors that can reduce costs, and also two types of calculators, pricing calculator and total cost of ownership calculator. And finally, Azure cost management. Factors that affect costing, resource type. The type of resource definitely will affect the cost, right? A virtual machine will have one cost for a particular type and it will have another cost for another particular type. Whenever you create, you will have a lot of options to select from. So we'll see some of those when we look into Azure pricing calculator. And then service type, you have three types of services. You have the enterprise service plan, you have web direct, and you have CSP customers. Web direct is the most common one when you go to the portal and create an account with your credit card. Enterprise means you have some kind of enterprise agreement with Microsoft, and then there is this minimum usage limit. I will have to pay for that minimum usage limit irrespective of whether you will be using it or not. And at the same time, you'll be getting some benefits, including discounts and a few other things. And CSP customers means it is kind of a reseller rather than you directly go to Microsoft portal and buy things using your credit card. You go through a CSP. So Trainso is also a Microsoft CSP partner. When you go through CSP, you won't directly be paying to Microsoft, you'll be paying through the CSP. And the best part is that you have more payment options. It is not just the credit card option. You have offline payments also. Some of the companies prefer that. Features such as reservations are not available to web direct customers in most of the countries, including India. And these are available only through CSPs. So if you are planning to go for reservation, then you are saving with the CSPs and you can save up to 72% in certain cases. That is a big saving, right? And CSPs can also give you discounts. In general, Microsoft might give these CSPs a discounted price of 10 to 15%. And these CSPs can give some of those percentage to the end customers. Sometimes the CSPs might also negotiate. So initially, for reservations, people might even go to CSPs without any discount. But then another CSP is coming and telling, okay, we will give you for 5%. Then these people will tell, okay, we will give for 7. The other people might make it 8. These people might make it 10. So all those things can happen. And finally, you will choose and go with one of those CSPs. And location or region can also affect cost. Certain regions or certain locations might be having a lower cost compared to certain other regions. Sometimes it is also okay to go to a far region, and then you can use some other services to cache data near your region. So can somebody tell me that a service that can help you cache data near your region in the event your services are hosted far from you? It is CDN, right? Content Delivery Network. And another thing that can affect cost is bandwidth. Ingress means data coming into Azure. Egress means data going out of Azure. In general, with most cloud providers, ingress is free and egress is not free. And then reserved instances, as I mentioned, you can save up to 70 to 72% if you are committing to use the service for a longer period of time. And finally, Azure hybrid benefit. This is one of those cool features that Microsoft provided and made sure that people using Windows licenses do not go away to other cloud providers. So if you have a compatible on-premises license, you can get the benefit of it on cloud. And quick assignment number 2. Find out cases where ingress data transfer, that is data moved into Azure data center, is not free. If there are any such cases, okay, just search in Google and then do some work. Assignment number 3, explore data transfer charges between regions. Okay, this is also something that you can explore. Just search in Google and then share as comments whatever you can find. And then Azure pricing calculator. So pricing calculator is a tool that will help you estimate the cost of Azure products. The options that you can configure in pricing calculator include region, tier, billing options, support options, program and offers, Azure DevTest pricing. How many of you know what is this DevTest pricing? I already told you one of the things that Microsoft did to keep Windows customers with them, right? For Linux customers, it is almost same everywhere, irrespective of whether it is Azure or AWS. But Windows customers, if they are going to Azure. Hybrid benefit is one of the benefits. And then Azure dev test pricing. If you consider a VM of cost around $300, approx around $160 will be the cost of running that VM, or the cost of that VM that we'll have to pay Microsoft for. And the rest, $140 is almost Windows licensing cost. This is just one VM. Imagine hundreds of VMs. And with Azure Hybrid also, you can get relaxation in this licensing cost. And also with the dev test pricing, you are telling Microsoft that I'm not going to use this system for production. And Microsoft will tell you, okay, in that case, you don't have to pay us your licensing cost. And for big companies, big corporates, this is going to be a huge saving, right? So you can select all these things in the pricing calculator. You can select your region, you can select your operating system, you can select type, tier, category, series, instance, and a lot of things. And here also you can see, so for this particular server combination, you get 1 year reservation for 32% discount, 3 year for 57% discount. You have also option to check whether the license needs to be included or whether you have Azure hybrid benefit. And assignment number 4 for you today is to search for Azure pricing calculator. You can just search in Google. Most probably it will be the first link. And go to the pricing calculator and calculate cost of a VM as shown in the previous screenshot, but with the 3-year reservation and Azure hybrid benefit. Okay, first select as shown in the screenshot, and then see the pricing, and then change the parameters, and then see the pricing. And then we also have another calculator called the total cost of ownership calculator. It is a tool to estimate cost savings you can realize by migrating to Azure. You get a report that compares the cost of on-premises infrastructure with the cost of using Azure products and services in the cloud. You first need to define what all things I have in my on-premises setup. And then Azure will tell you if you move to cloud, you'll be saving X amount in Y time. So first you define your existing workload. You can add your servers, databases, storage, networking, all these things you can configure. And then you also have a page where you can make assumptions. And finally, it will tell you if you are moving to cloud, this is your savings with a beautiful graph that you can present to your company. And Azure also has a tool called Azure Cost Management Tool. You can do reporting, billing, etc. And you can also do data enrichment. You can define budgets to set spend budget. And you can also configure alerting when cost exceed limits. And you can get recommendations, example, cost recommendations. So Azure will help you a lot. So you can define budgets and say, okay, alert me if this is getting crossed. And then you can go into cost cutting. Or you can even get recommendations from Azure on how you can reduce your costs, like shutting down unused VM and similar things. So you can search for cost management, and then you can click on cost management plus billing. So once you go to cost management plus billing, the important next step is to go to the cost management tab. Once you click on this cost management tab, it will go to the cost management page. There you'll have a lot of other options like cost analysis, cost alerts, budgets, advisor recommendations. So just play around these things. And these are some of the Azure pricing best practices that you can keep in mind. Perform a cost analysis, use the Azure pricing and TCO calculators, monitor usage with Azure Advisor, implement recommendations. Because there is no point in getting all recommendations and then if you are not implementing those recommendations, right? You can use spending limits. You can use it via free trial and also some credit-based Azure subscriptions. What do you know about the credit-based Azure subscriptions? Certain subscriptions will give you certain credits per month. For example, if you are buying a Visual Studio Professional license, you will get $50 credit per month. And if you are buying a Visual Studio Enterprise subscription, you will get approximately $150 per month. This can change. Use Azure reservations and Azure hybrid benefit whenever applicable. Choose low-cost locations and regions if possible. Keep up to date with the latest Azure customer and subscription offers. And apply tags to identify cost owners and identify usage owners with the tags. So we had learned about tags also, right? It is a common practice to allocate tags to different departments. And in the cost management page, you can filter based on tags. You can see that, okay, this month, this tag made this many expense, and then this tag made this many expense. So you can see, okay, what department made what cost. Okay, so we'll quickly go into Azure calculator and Azure TCO calculator. So if you search for Azure pricing calculator, you can find pricing calculator. So I have a few things. I'll clean it up, and then you can select whatever you want. You can select virtual machines or a storage account or SQL database. Let me select virtual machines, and here, so current cost is $150. So let me change a few things. If I change the region, it will change. If I go to another region, it will change. And based on the instance type also, it will change. Then few things. So here, if I go for 1 year, then see, it has reduced by approximately 38% to 601. If I go for 3-year commitment, again, it has become 489. And going back to pay as you go. And then if I go with Azure hybrid benefit, suddenly it is coming down to $540. And if I go down and click on this show dev test pricing, again, 540, because basically, if you select a dev test pricing or if you go to Azure hybrid benefit, you will not be charged for license. And if you go along with the 3-year, then it is going to be just $220. So where did we start? So we started with $770 and we saved all the way till $220, right? Just by committing and just by using our hybrid benefit. Okay, so just play around with all of these services, options. You'll also learn a lot of things. And if you do not understand any of these things, just share it in our WhatsApp group. And then other people will definitely help you. Other people, meaning including me. And you can search for Azure TCO calculator. Then you can go to the total cost of ownership calculator. So in first page, you can define your workload, all of your things, and then you can click on next and make all of your assumptions, whether you need a geo redundant storage or and all. And then finally, you can view the report. Okay. So Microsoft Azure will help you save as much as $81,000 over 5 years. You can see some beautiful graphs. So play around with this, but unless you are an architect, you may not be playing around a lot with the TCO calculator. But pricing calculator is a very handy tool that people with any levels of experience can start working on immediately. You should always understand the cost and the types of services you are using before even you start using it. As all of you know, yesterday I was working and then tomorrow I will be working again. So today for a single day, I am working as a TrainSource chief training architect. I have suggested a few things to improve on the CloudRix community. You already have 100 plus founding members, and I hope many more people will come forward. It is only just around $10 or rupees 750 one-time payment for you to become a founding member. And as long as you have a regular membership extended, you can be a part of this community as a founding member and get all the benefits of a founding member. I'm assuming you are part of some groups. If you want more information, you can ask there. I'll be also part of the community as a student, as a learner, and I'll be also taking community sessions. And I hope all of you also will be taking community sessions in our community. And then we can all learn together and grow together and become good engineers and good architects. And this community, I hope, will also work like a job support forum where you have some issues at work. You can suddenly ask the community and then you can get solution. And my future vision or goal for the community is to have a platform similar to Facebook, similar to current cloudrix.com. But whenever you are asking a question, you should have a AI or ML based backend that can suggest answers immediately based on previous questions and answers. How many of you feel that would be a very nice feature? And people interested can also become part of those implementation and then learn more about AI, ML, etc. And don't forget to practice as much as possible with the sample questions. Attend maximum live quizzes. There are a lot of live quizzes in the community focusing on Azure fundamentals. Attend them. These live quizzes are kind of a second chance for you to check your understanding as well as ask doubts. If you are not clear about any question, you can ask the host itself who is conducting the quiz, or you can ask in your respective WhatsApp groups or even other community portal groups. And then make sure before exam, you practice as many times as possible from the online quiz available in qsantalk.com and get very good scores in your Azure Fundamentals certification also. So we can all learn together and grow together and become better Azure Cloud engineers and architects. Bye-bye for now and see you all soon.